Okay. 9.4 log properties. So basically we're going to use all the properties on that PDF that I sent you in Remind, but also it's in the chat box. We're not solving for anything. We're just uh, either breaking up a log into little pieces and then putting in a bunch of logs into one log. So either take it apart, put it back together. Um, so this is number one in the homework. Log properties. To write the log as a sum of logs. So you can simplify, go ahead, and if you can't, make sure you're good. So this is 71 CD inside the log. Do y'all remember what we said if there's no number on the log, no base, which base this is? And if it's not written, this is going to be base 10. Okay. It might be important, might not, but we should always know if it's not there, it's 10. Um, so this is 71 times C times D. So remember, so if you open your algebra properties, there's something like, I don't know, log base B is equal to X plus log B Y. So basically, if you have a product, you can separate them into sums. So right here, we have three products, right? So you have log 71 plus log C plus log D. So that's fully expanded. And that's all they want you to do is apply the properties. So this is the product rule. Any questions on this first one?
No, sir.
Yeah, let me open the next one. Let me know if you do. Let me open the log. Did everyone open their PDF?
Yeah, I see the notes.
Okay. Just in case you don't know where it's at or somebody doesn't know. We're using pretty much all of these for this section and next section. We just used this one. So if it's division, notice it becomes subtraction. So nothing crazy, right? So
Yeah.
just apply them. That's it. The same question. Where is it? I'm going to shorten it. So expand the log using log properties. Okay. So log base 13 of m divided by n. So Base stays the same, so don't forget to write it. It'll be m minus always the top minus the bottom. Just use the quotient property. So, is there any questions on number two? Okay. This is shorten the instructions, expand the log. Here we have ln. ln. So ln is just a special logarithm. Let me write a note over here. So ln of x is equal to log base e of x. So all it is a special base e, the number e. So that's all it is. So if you see ln, just remember it's log e. Okay. It's just a popular log, so they use this to shorthand this. Now, notice how ln and e match up. Remember we said if the argument of your log matches the base, they're going to cancel out. That's going to be this property. Let me find it. Right here. B, and then you have a B. Or if it has a power, then everything counts except the power. If it has no power, then the one on the power is what's left. So technically this second one right here is what we're going to use. So since ln and e are the same base and they match, it's going to cancel. So this just becomes 1 minus ln 5. And it issues a number 3. Move on then. 5, 4 is the same stuff. Let's look at 6. 6 looks kind of hard. So here we have log base 6. So if you see any powers of 6, then you should try to make it cancel. And if not, just expand them as far as you can. All right. So do you agree that 36 is a power of 6? So we're going to want to rewrite that. Um, we'll do them the next step. Do you all see that these are just products, right? 1 over 36 times a cubed times b squared. Just products. We'll separate each one with a sum using the product rule. Now, how would y'all deal with this 1 over 36? Because we want this to cancel somehow.
go by powers, like 6 to the power of 2.
Yeah, we should rewrite this guy. Um, so 1 over 6 squared to bring this to the top, and then you'll have cancellation. So this is the same as 6 to the negative 2. And we said if it matches, it's going to cancel, right? So this property will cancel this out, leaving me with a negative 2. So that one's done. Now there's another rule that says if you have powers, you can bring them down in front. But they want to bring down all the powers. This becomes 3 log 6 of A plus 2 log 6 of B. That's as far as we can go. Do you see that we use the power rule here? The This one right here. So if you have power on the argument, you can just bring it up in front. I mean, if you have a number in front, you can bring it up top as a power. Just whatever you need. But in this question, they wanted us to expand as far as we can. Let me show you the question. So go as far as you can. So separated each of these three into sums, brought down the powers, and then dealt with that 36 thing. There any questions on problem 6?
So as long as A3 and B2 have their powers kind of flipped over to whole numbers, then it's good.
Yeah, so once you separate it, let me go back. Yeah, once it's separate, you have a power here, so you can bring that to the front at any time. I chose to do it at the very end, so I brought the 3 in front, and I brought this 2 in front. So this was the power rule. Let me make a note here. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. This is number 7, slightly more complicated. Expand the logarithm. Here we have log base 7 of p to the 4th over mn. So what do you suggest we do first? Because I'm not going to tell you what to do, so you got to identify. Well, you can't do the power rule till the very end. You have to separate stuff. Because you see that power of 4, right? You can't mess with it yet. But we do have a fraction. So we could apply the quotient rule. Do you see just whatever's on top minus whatever is on bottom. Does that make sense? It's quotient rule right here. Now, what do you notice about the M and N? What are the M and N doing?
The M and N are close together. But yeah,
Yeah, what do you mean when they're right next to each other?
they're in the parentheses.
Right? They're being multiplied, right?
Yeah.
So if they're products, you can use the product rule. Here we had a quotient, which is means a fraction, so we could apply the quotient rule. So apply the product on this. That makes sense?
Yeah.
I'm going to put parentheses so we don't mess it up, because the minus is on the entire thing. We'll deal with that later. So this is a good way to do it so you don't make a mistake on your signs. So the minus is waiting for, well, it came from here, it's waiting for the whole thing. So I did the product rule inside the parentheses, so I can deal with this later. Is there any questions about that step? Pretty much done, almost. To distribute your minus, and what is the last thing we can do? There's a power, so what do you suggest?
Move the power and then keep the P.
Yeah, that's it. Use the power rule and we're done. So everything is expanded as far as it can go. All powers are brought down. We are done. Okay. Any questions on number problem 7? So not too bad. Remember, we're not solving for anything. We're just kind of playing with the rules.
It's kind of
So,
just mixing it around.
yeah, we're just kind of like a little game. Right? All games have rules. If you know the rules, you can play. This game was break everything into little pieces. Here they are, applying all the rules that were given to us. That's all it was. Number 8 is similar. Let me see. Let's do number 9. Number 9, they're combining logs. So we're going to go the opposite direction. So basically combine the logs. I think that's a little easier to remember. Let me write the question down 1 second. You know, hear that chainsaw outside? Is that loud?
I don't hear anything but your voice, sir.
Or like this entire time?
Entire time.
Oh, this microphone is fancy. Hmm. Yeah, it's like on my end, it's like super loud, like right outside. Someone's cutting branches or something. It's very distracting to me, but I'm glad y'all don't hear that. Okay. So this is the t. They're both base 2. So they want us to combine it into one log. Well, they stopped now, Abigail, but they were going for a good 10 minutes, I think. What was the last thing we did on the last examples? What was the rule we used at the very end, not at the beginning, right? So if we're going backwards, we want to use the power rule first and then go in reverse. Chainsaw's back on. You know, can't hear that at all. Hmm,
Nope.
crazy. So power rule, you gotta bring up all the powers before you combine anything. Can't do can't do it otherwise. We did power rule right there. Bite my teeth. Okay. So now that the powers are up, if you have a sum, we can change it into a product, right? We're using all the rules in reverse. Any questions on number 9?
No, sir.
Okay, let's do another one, a little harder. Number 10. Combine the logs. 2 log 3 of u minus 9 log 3, or base 3, of v plus 6 log 3 w. So what should we do first?
This is 10, right?
Yes.
Part 1?
No, I'm doing it all at once, but
Oh, all right.
going in steps.
First things first, put the letter and then power it by the numbers that are on the front of log.
I'll bring all the powers up.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a U, by the way. So log 3 of u squared minus log 3 of v to the 9 plus log 3 of w to the 6. That brought all the powers up. Notice I did not bring up the negative, but you could have. It would just change how the problem goes, but you'll end up with the same answer. That was power rule. So now what I recommend is do two at a time. Here we have subtraction, so what should we do with these two?
Fraction, divide.
Yeah, divide them. So do the quotient, right? Okay, so now we just need to combine these. So this is the quotient rule, sorry. Now we have sum, so what do we do next?
Um, put them together.
Yeah, so we got a sum, so change it into a product. I'm gonna show an extra step just in case the fractions bother you. You don't have to do the w over 1, but I do that just so you can see that it's going to end up at the top once you multiply. So the final answer will be u squared w6 over v9. Any questions on problem 10?
Oh, so you put W6 over 1. So you put it on top because it's not a fraction.
Yeah. You guys cool on problem 10?
Um, yeah.
Okay. Problem 11. Combine the logs. There's 2 log 6 of x minus 5 log 6 of y minus 9 log 6 of z. All right, so first step. What's the first step?
Move the numbers in the front with the variable is x, y, z.
Yeah, just bring up these and make them powers, right? So you get to here, x squared minus log 6 y to the 5th minus log 6 z to the 9. So we did the power rule. So now two at a time. which we do to these here.
Mm-hmm.
No, we have subtraction. So put this at the bottom. Using quotient. And then one more time. This is subtraction, so where do you think this is going to go? The minus, right?
Yeah.
So let me remind you really quick, because that one's a little weird, I guess. You have minus, this divides and goes in the bottom. So if we have a minus, we're going to divide again. So just put it at the bottom next to the other one. Let's not overthink it. It's just they're both dividing into this guy. That makes sense? Or is that weird?
Kind of.
Okay, well, that's pretty much it for 9.4. Do you have any questions on using the rules? Does everyone have the formula sheet? Do you have any issues with your homework in general?
Oh yeah, I'm doing pretty well on this one.
Okay. So I'm going to save the next section for next time because you need to have these mastered in order to solve the equation. So all this is practice to solve for x or solve for y, basically things inside the logarithm. So we can't do anything until um, you have these rules down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Let me see where we are on the schedule. This is the 15th. So Thursday we'll finish chapter 9. And then Tuesday we'll probably review for test 4 and go from there. Then after that, we're pretty much almost done. There's not many sections left. Do you have any issues, any homework questions or anything?
Not that I know of.
Let me take roll for now. Let y'all think about it. Is Abigail Carranza here? Oh, there she is. Mia?
I'm here, sorry.
Here.
Leslie Espiricueta?
Here.
Katie Gaitan? No Katie? Alejandra Garza?
Here.
Luz Gutierrez? Abigail Hernandez?
Here.
Malachi? Dania Lopez? No, Dania. Abigail Carrion? Jalen Mora? No, Jalen. Tiana Morton? No, Tiana. Carissa Mungia? Okay, no Carissa. Clarissa Nevares?
Here.
Gabriela Palacio?
I'm here.
Liana Fancio? No, there's Tiana. Okay. Liana's not here. Jolie Requejo? Okay, no, Jolie. Kayla Reinero? No, Kayla. Amanda Rodriguez?
Here. Here.
Got you. Ariana Rodriguez? No, Ariana. Connor,
Here.
Carl, Abigail Torres, Melanie,
Here.
and Tyler West. Not here. Okay.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, guys. If you have no questions, we'll end it here because I'm not feeling good, but I'll stick around for a little bit. If you're struggling, just let me know.
I'm
Probably
ready.
on Thursday though. Just keep that in mind.
I'm free to go, sir.
Yeah, just keep in mind that Thursday will probably be a long class.
Oh, Thursday?
Yeah.
Because it's 2 units in one.
Yeah, those problems take a long time.
Ah, all right.